On November 19, 2018, the arrest of Carlos Ghosn in Tokyo shook the global automotive industry. After all, he was one of the sector's most renowned executives, credited with orchestrating the successful alliance between Renault, Nissan, and later Mitsubishi. Yet, the same figure once celebrated for saving Nissan from the brink of bankruptcy found himself at the center of allegations of financial misconduct, in a story filled with internal power struggles, corporate intrigue, and diplomatic tension. Below, we outline the key points of this saga, from Ghosn's rise as a super CEO to his dramatic escape from Japan and the repercussions for the Franco-Japanese alliance. Born in Brazil to Lebanese parents, with a career built between France and the United States, Carlos Ghosn rose to fame by revitalizing Renault in the 1990s. Known as the cost killer, he implemented drastic restructuring measures to make companies profitable. In 1999, Nissan, then in deep financial crisis, formed a strategic alliance with Renault, which acquired a significant share in the Japanese automaker. Ghosn was sent to Japan as Nissan's COO, Chief Operating Officer, with the mission of turning the company around. Defying skeptics, Ghosn delivered rapid results. He slashed debt, closed unprofitable factories, and launched attractive new car models. Within a few years, Nissan returned to profitability. Ghosn's promotion to CEO in 2001 cemented his status as a corporate hero in Japan, where he even became a manga character, an unusual honor for a foreign executive. The partnership between Renault and Nissan evolved into an alliance with Mitsubishi in 2016, following Nissan's acquisition of a stake in the company. Ghosn became chairman of all three companies, playing a central role in coordinating strategies for production, platform sharing, and joint purchasing. The alliance rivaled Volkswagen and Toyota for the title of the world's largest automotive group by global sales. Although the alliance thrived numerically, internal tensions emerged within Nissan, particularly over Renault's growing influence and Ghosn's control over the Japanese company's direction. Against this backdrop, Nissan secretly launched an internal investigation into alleged misconduct by Ghosn and his close associate, Greg Kelly. In 2018, the investigation reportedly uncovered irregularities related to underreported compensation, misuse of corporate resources, and questionable transactions involving luxury properties and travel. On November 19, 2018, Japanese authorities detained Ghosn and Kelly upon their arrival in Tokyo, accusing them of serious violations of Japan's financial laws, primarily underreporting income and using company funds for personal purposes. The news shocked market. One of the automotive industry's most iconic executives, who had rescued Nissan from its worst crisis, was now accused of financial fraud. In Japan's judicial system, suspects can be held in detention during interrogation. Ghosn remained in custody for months, with releases and rearrests following new charges. He consistently maintained his innocence, claiming Nissan manipulated the case to prevent Renault from increasing its control. As investigations deepened, political tensions between France and Japan escalated, as the French government, a shareholder in Renault, had a vested interest in the case. Shortly after the arrest, Ghosn was removed from his chairman roles at Nissan and Mitsubishi. Amid the fallout, Renault initially hesitated to dismiss him. However, given the gravity of the accusations and his inability to perform his duties, Ghosn eventually resigned from the French conglomerate. To restore credibility, Nissan overhauled its board, incorporating external members and revising compliance and internal audit process. The company appointed new executives, while Renault also underwent leadership changes. These upheavals strained day-to-day cooperation, casting doubt on the alliance's harmony. A recurring theory is that Nissan executives sought to oust Ghosn out of fear that Renault intended to merge the two companies definitively, diluting Nissan's identity. Cultural differences, the contrast between Western and Japanese management practices, also surfaced as a factor in the crisis. Critics argued that Ghosn was consolidating power and sidelining Nissan. In December 2019, Ghosn staged a dramatic escape from Japan, where he was awaiting trial on bail. Allegedly hidden in a musical equipment case, he was transported by intermediaries to a private plane, flying to Istanbul and then Beirut, Lebanon, a country with no extradition treaty with Japan. In subsequent statements, Ghosn argued that Japan's judicial system was unfair and biased, claiming he feared an impartial trial. The escape drew international criticism. While some saw it as a tacit admission of guilt, others believed Ghosn had no means to defend himself adequately. The Japanese government and Nissan reacted with outrage, and legal actions against those involved in the escape followed in various countries. Following Ghosn's departure, Renault and Nissan had to redefine governance agreements and seek new areas of cooperation in electrification and mobility technology. Although the alliance remains intact, cohesion and trust have been deeply affected. Talk of a definitive merger has waned, replaced by a focus on specific shared projects. Nissan faced declining profits, loss of market share, and factory layoffs worldwide, exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and the accelerated shift toward electric vehicles. The Ghosn scandal damaged the company's reputation, raising questions about its internal governance and corporate culture. On Renault's side, the French government pushed for greater control, while the company also underwent restructuring to adapt to global automotive trends. Ghosn's prolonged detention and Japan's judicial system sparked debates about detainee rights, the presumption of innocence, and stringent bail conditions. In Japan, the issue of hostage justice gained international visibility. In the corporate world, the case demonstrated that even celebrated executives can have their methods and compensation challenged at the slightest hint of misconduct, particularly in culturally diverse conglomerates. In Lebanon, Carlos Ghosn continues to vehemently deny the charges. He cannot travel freely, as he risks arrest in various countries. However, Ghosn has published books and given interviews defending his perspective, alleging an internal conspiracy at Nissan. Though weakened, the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance persists, focusing on technology synergy, particularly electric and autonomous vehicles, to compete with global players like Toyota, Volkswagen, and emerging Chinese manufacturers. The need for economies of scale and platform sharing remains valid, but the absence of unifying leadership like Ghosn's has made cooperation less stable. For analysts, the episode serves as a reminder that transnational mergers and alliances require clear and balanced governance structure. Power struggles, cultural discrepancies, and a lack of transparency in executive compensation can undermine even the most successful partnership. Similarly, powerful executives can become focal points of internal rivalry, especially when they dominate multiple operations simultaneously. The Nissan and Carlos Ghosn case highlighted how a charismatic and visionary executive can simultaneously become embroiled in controversies and power struggles that threaten an entire multinational conglomerate. Ghosn's story, once synonymous with Nissan's turnaround, ended in a transcontinental scandal, fraud accusations, prolonged detention, and a cinematic escape. While the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance seeks to regain stability, Ghosn's legacy remains marked by the tension between his undeniable management achievements and the alleged irregularities that tarnished his reputation. Ultimately, the case underscores the complexities of governing multinational alliances, the importance of transparent executive compensation and compliance rules, and the delicate balance required when blending corporate and national culture. Even years after Ghosn's arrest and subsequent escape, the episode's impact continues to resonate, offering lessons about the risks of concentrating power in a single individual and the thin line between success and downfall in a globalized context.